Federal and state governments intensify efforts to increase food production. And on the education front, Kano declares state of emergency on education, just as Universal Basic Education Board and Senate advocate more funding to encourage enrollment. We'll bring you these and other latest stories from Saudi Arabia, just as Muslims continue their spiritual exercise. Welcome to Panorama. I'm Ruth Aguilera. Encouraged by how Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Company Limited is reshaping the landscape of the nation's oil and gas industry through top-quality products and cutting-edge technology, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says the 10th Senate will provide the necessary legislative support to protect the refinery and improve its capacity. The President of the Senate, who led the leadership of the Red Chambers on a tour to the refinery, says Aliko Dangote is instrumental to the attainment of Nigeria's target of a $1 trillion economy. Joel Popola reports.
From the refinery trestle, where crude oil is taken into and out of the refinery to the jetty, the lawmakers were marveled at the level of work on what is reputed to be the largest single-train refinery in the world, with the capacity to produce 650,000 barrels of crude oil per day. Dangote Refinery, which is built on over 2,500 hectares of land, has giant tank farms for storing various petroleum products. The Senate President and the Lagos State Governor say the refinery will put an end to importation of petroleum products into the country.
We were shocked to realize that we can have total in-country supply of fertilizer, and with even sumptuous to export to other West African countries. For over 30 years, West Africa had been a dumping ground for very bad products that could not be used in Europe. You are producing the best product, and you are going to export to them.
It's not just to say that we're giant of Africa, but we're giant in everything, because this petrochemical refinery fertilizer complex, the second in the world, can birth in our country.
President of the Dangote Group is optimistic that with the enabling environment and necessary legislative support, the capacity of the private sector is limitless.
The refinery will export about 50% of its production, thereby generating foreign exchange for the country. It will lead to growth in adjacent sectors such as logistics, shipping, engineering, and servicing industry. We need to encourage the domestic investors so that we can create not only Dangote, but we can create 20 Dangotes.
For Senator Ifeanyi Ubah and other members of the Senate Committee on Oil and Gas, the gains of Dangote Refinery are already manifesting.
Instead of being importers of petroleum products, now we are proud to say Nigerian can export petroleum products.
The members of the Red Chamber believe Dangote Refinery is germane to the attainment of energy sufficiency in Nigeria. In Lagos, Joel Popola, NTA News.
Let's turn to education. Placing premium on basic education through adequate funding to give every child equal access to quality education is what the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, is prioritizing. This was made known by the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Hamid Boboyi, at a two-day retreat for members of the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education in Lagos. Hingino John Adams reports.
As the clock ticks gradually towards 2030, which is the deadline for the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, these stakeholders are discussing crucial issues in basic education in Nigeria and how to improve the sector.
It is our view that the Act is overdue for review. Our education should respond to the needs and aspirations of our country. And there is no better way to do this than being abreast of local and global development.
Bridging the gender disparity and gap between those in urban and rural areas, key players say will facilitate the country's journey towards achieving Goal 4 of the SDGs.
We must delve deep into the issues at hand, confront challenges head-on, and chart a clear path towards achieving our collective goals of providing quality education for all.
We recognize that the quality of basic education determines the strength of our future leaders.
Improve teacher training and development, implementing technology integration, we have no other choice. Promoting inclusive education, very important.
It is expected that their suggestions will give hope to every Nigerian child, especially the indigent. In Lagos, Hinginu, John Adams, NTA News.
Still on education, the Nigerian Union of Teachers has applauded the Ministry of Education for its dedication to teachers' welfare and education development. This was during a meeting to the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu. NUT President Audu Titus Amba discussed critical issues affecting the sector and also reiterated the role of teachers in the society. On his part, Dr. Sununu highlighted the President's commitment to prioritizing education and teachers, citing the approval of Nigeria's participation in the Africa Federation of Teaching Regulatory Authorities conference in Lusaka, Zambia, as a sign of such.
Must be seen and must be treated as such is a profession. And each profession has its own code of conduct, rules and regulations. You can get in and you can be put out if you fail to comply with code of conduct.
The agenda laid down by this administration in terms of moving education forward is something that we as teachers, we need to key into it, make sure the government succeeds.
The minister emphasized the need for teachers' professionalism and registration with the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. He stressed that only qualified and registered teachers should be employed in schools to ensure sustainability of teaching standards. Kano State Government is to embark on the renovation of all primary and junior secondary schools across its 44 local government areas. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf disclosed this at a ceremony marking the declaration of state of emergency on education in the state. Let's hear from Abdullahi Mustafa.
Policymakers, educational administrators, development partners, teachers and students came together to witness an event considered most important by the government of Kano State.
Nearly 4 out of every 5 classrooms in our primary and junior secondary schools are marred by dilapidation and disrepair.
Declaration of state of emergency on education and official launch of some development initiatives in the sector. This includes presentation of 5,600 newly recruited teachers, distribution of educational materials and flag-off of mass renovation of school infrastructure. Governor Yusuf also thanked First Lady Oluremi Tinubu for supporting the state with 110,000 exercise books for distribution to primary schools. Former Governor Rabi Musa Konkoso commended the state government for allocating 29.9% of its 2024 budget to education. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
In other news, the federal government has flagged off the distribution of foodstuff to the vulnerable in the 20 local government areas of Ogun State. The Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Zubaida Umar, handed over this foodstuff to Ogun State government in Abuja for onward distribution to the beneficiaries. Lekon Agbonde reports.
That was the official symbolic handing over of assorted food items to the chairman of the 20 local government areas of Ogun State for onward distribution to vulnerable across the state. The Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, Zubaida Umar, represented, notes that the federal government is truly committed to alleviating the suffering of Nigerians. and urged Ogun State residents to effectively utilize the food commodities.
Ogun State has been allocated 15,600 bags of 50 kg bags of maize. Based on the directive of Mr. President, 20% of the food items due for each local government area should be given to religious organizations and 3% to be given to boarding schools in each of the local government areas.
We are delivering hope, security, and a promise that no one will be left behind. They symbolize our collective commitment to the principles of equity and compassion.
A committee of stakeholders for the effective distribution of the assorted food commodities has been constituted at the local government area level in Abeokuta. Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Nigeria and the Republic of Belarus have signed a 5-year action plan on strengthening partnership in agriculture and food security. The signing of the agreement took place in the country's capital during a working visit by the Nigerian Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari. Musa Baba Aliyu will tell us more.
Nigerian Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, was in Minsk, the Belarusian capital, for bilateral discussion on agricultural partnership between Nigeria and Belarus. The minister was received by Sergei Lukashevich, First Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Belarus. Together, they signed an action plan 2024 to 2029 on the supply of 2,000 tractors to Nigeria. This also includes supply of 9,022 units of assorted agricultural implements, 9,022 sets of spare parts, establishment of 52,000 service centers and tractor assembly plants in Nigeria.
The service providers will be in every local government, and they are also they will have a training workshop in those service centers, the 52 across the country, so that they can train our young youth and women in operating those mechanized equipments.
The partnership, the minister said, will foster significant growth and development in agriculture, enhancing food security for both nations. The minister said the dedication to the collaboration reflects shared vision for a future of sustainable agricultural development and mutual benefit for the two countries. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
All right, let's take a break. We're back in a moment.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Thank you for staying tuned. The governor of Cross River State, Basi Otu, has underscored the importance of intelligence sharing to crime prevention and national security, promising to build robust synergy with the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons towards the mitigation of emerging security threats in the country. The governor stated this during a courtesy visit by members of the center to his office. Justina Etim reports.
Small Arms Survey conducted in 2020 reveals that Nigeria had an estimated 6.2 million arms in possession of non-state actors and civilians fueling violent crimes in the society. In continued efforts to curtail the flow of illicit arms, the zonal coordinator, South-South National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, Major General Ifiop Martins Obot, retired, is leading a delegation to seek partnership with the Cross River State government aimed at boosting its operations.
Our mission is to control the proliferation of small arms and light weapons in Nigeria, and this we do through intelligence and advocacy, and we also rely on our stakeholders.
Governor too believes the task of the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons is germane to fostering peace and security, expressing concerns over rising cases of dangerous crimes, but assures to work with the center to deliver a safer society for the people.
It's incumbent on us to make sure that you're well equipped and things to make sure it enables you to perform your official duty to the best of your ability.
The National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons is domiciled in the Office of the National Security Advisor, while its office for the South-South Zone is situated in Calabar. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Barely a week after seizing a large shipment of codeine-based syrups at the Port Harcourt Ports Complex in One, Rivers State, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have again intercepted another consignment of 175,000 bottles of the same opioid imported from India, with UK-bound opioids hidden in hair extensions. Salwal Khalil Ibrahim reports.
The latest seizure of 875 cartons of codeine containing 175,000 bottles was made on Friday, 7th June at the Port Harcourt Ports Terminal, One, during a joint patrol by NDLEA, Customs Service and other security agencies on a container from India en route Enugu. In the same vein, NDLEA officers on Wednesday, 5th June, intercepted 5 different parcels containing illicit drugs concealed in ladies' clothes and synthetic hair going to the United States and the United Kingdom. Some of the seized drugs include ampoules of pentazocine injection, promethazine, and other opioids. The drugs consignments were seized at the courier farm in Lagos. In Kebbi State, the agency on patrol along Kalgo Birnin Kebbi Road on Saturday, 8th June, arrested a 32-year-old Nigerian with 4,000 pills of diazepam and 1,250 kilograms cannabis concealed in 4 pesticide tanks. In Bauchi State, the officers on patrol along Ningi Kano Road on Wednesday, 5th June, arrested a 20-year-old lady with 25 blocks of cannabis sativa, while their counterpart in Yobe State nabbed a 42-year-old man along Kano. Different illicit substances were intercepted and arrests made in Gombe, Benue, Kebbi, Kaduna, Oyo, Yobe, Bauchi, Kebbi, and the FCT during the week under review. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
The Nigerians and Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, has cautioned Nigerian citizens traveling through Switzerland regarding the possession of laser pointers at their airports. This advisory follows the recent detention of Dr. Andrew Etsoto-Wagon at Geneva Airport for carrying a presentation pointer in his hand luggage after the pointers had been banned in Switzerland since June 1, 2019, of which he was not aware. Chairman NIDCOM, Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa, noted that many immigrants might be unaware of this regulation and urged Nigerian travelers to exercise caution to avoid similar incident.
So, for something that we were not even aware about. So, we're sorry about what you went through, but our ask is to disseminate such information. So, if you're holding this, you're not allowed to travel with it, particularly in Geneva, Switzerland. It's important, and we appeal to the Geneva authorities. Let it be on the at the airports, right? That you hold this, throw it, don't put it in your bag. I think that's just the simple information.
NIDCOM boss emphasized the importance of raising awareness about such prohibited items in Switzerland airports and urged Swiss authorities to enhance their communication on such regulations, describing Dr. Andrews' ordeal as avoidable. Dr. Eseto Wagon, a public health expert and project director at the Center for Clinical Care and Clinical Research, Nigeria, was detained on May 25, 2024, after attending a United States Department meeting in Geneva. And from Saudi Arabia, we hear Nigerian pilgrims recently arrested by the Saudi security operatives in Makkah for not carrying a Hajj permit called Nusuk card have been released. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria coordinator in Makkah, Dr. Aliyu Tanko, who confirmed this to NTA News, affirmed that possession of the card is compulsory for all the pilgrims. Let's hear from our correspondent, Jamilu Ibrahim.
Nusuk card is one of the latest innovations introduced by the Saudi authority aimed at improving the efficiency of the operational procedures for the annual Hajj exercise. The card, which is in digital and physical formats, facilitates easy identification of each pilgrim and is primarily aimed at preventing unauthorized individuals from entering the holy sites. Foreign and domestic pilgrims are therefore required to carry the card during their travel and movement throughout the Hajj season. The card is issued to Nigerian pilgrims by the NACON officials on arrival in Mecca and are enjoined to carry it along with them wherever they go. Some of the pilgrims don't, however, take the Nusuk card seriously and they leave it in the hotel room while going out, even as others say they are yet to be issued one.
Say they will do another one for me, and some people, we are many, they never give us.
2 of my roommates were arrested because of this Nusuk ID card.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria office in Makkah confirms the arrest of no fewer than 7 Nigerian pilgrims by the Saudi security operatives for not carrying the card with them.
They arrested 3 of our pilgrims in one instance and then another 4 in another instance. We had to struggle to get them out after taking them out of Makkah. By this, we said we must advise, we must sensitize our pilgrims to always be carrying the Nusuk card.
At the date of the commencement of the Hajj Raj's proper draws closer, the NACON assures all Nigerian pilgrims who are yet to get the Nusuk card that they will get it before proceeding to the Muna on 14th June 2024. In addition to being a gate pass to all the holy sites for the pilgrims, the Nusuk card also provides key information about the pilgrims' personal data, which are linked to a mobile phone application. From the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
All right, let's find out what's happening in the world of sports.
Super Eagles of Nigeria will be hoping to redeem their chances of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup as they take on Benin Republic on Monday in the qualifying campaign, having drawn 3 of their previous matches in Group C. Nigerians expect more tactical and purposeful attitude to the crucial encounter.
It's important we dwell on the positives. Finidi George is our own. We need to really look at how best he can handle this. And without our patience, without our support, without our enduring trust in his ability to make the right decisions, I think it's going to be difficult.
Lesotho currently tops Group C with 5 points, followed by Rwanda, Benin Republic, and South Africa tied on 4 points, while Nigeria is 5th. Despite attracting over 40,000 fans at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu, the matchday 35 Nigerian Premier Football League (NPFL) star match and Oriental Derby between Rangers International FC of Enugu and Aimba FC of Aba was abandoned, with the scores 0-0 when Rangers was given a penalty after Godin Obaji was brought down inside the penalty box.
We have a disciplinary committee. If the referees are guilty, the disciplinary committee will call them and deal with them.
I think fans should be able to control their emotions to at least let the game finish and let the ref or refs decide.
In other results of the matchday 35 matches, Abia Warriors were held to a goalless draw by visiting Bengal Insurance. Lobby Stars beat Remo Stars 3-2, while Bayelsa United and Sporting Lagos encountered ended 2 goals apiece. 10-man Heartland FC kept their Premier League hope alive with a hard-fought 3-1 victory over Doma United in Owerri. Rivers United got the better of Shooting Stars with 1-0 triumph. The match between Sunshine Stars and Aqua United ended 2-0 in favor of the former. Meanwhile, FIFA World Cup bronze medalist Nigeria's Flamingos thrashed Liberia 4-1 in the first phase FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup final qualifying round. First leg encounter in Monrovia on Sunday. The Flamingos will return to Nigeria on Tuesday and immediately commence preparations for the return leg encounter scheduled for Friday at the MK Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. For Sport Update, Amazongo, NTA News.
We're done with Panorama. Thank you for your time. I'm Ruth Aguilera. Bye.